We have a long journey ahead.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're searching for clues to the 10 unanswered questions in God of War Ragnarok. For this list, we'll be looking at mysteries or questions that were still left unresolved by the time credits rolled on Ragnarok, and what it could mean for the future of the series and Kratos himself. Major spoilers ahead for the entirety of God of War Ragnarok, so if you haven't survived the end of the Norse realm, this is your last warning. What is your biggest unanswered question after completing God of War Ragnarok? Let us know down in the comments. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Kratos' journey to Midgard.
How? How did one travel from realm to realm?
On foot or by sea.
Good God, man! No wonder you left!
Throughout God of War Ragnarok, Kratos opens up more about his time in Greece and his history there. But to date, we still don't fully understand exactly how he ended up in the Norse realm. It's also unclear how Kratos' actions didn't seem to affect the Norse realm or any other pantheon he traveled through before settling in Midgard. In the novelization of God of War 2018, Kratos recalls a pack of wolves led by a shadowed figure, presumably Faye, although this is never confirmed, ordering the wolves to capture and drag him to Midgard. We still don't know if the Norse realm is directly connected to Greece, or if all the other realms and their deities and mythologies coexist, or are set on entirely separate worlds similar to a multiverse. And if that's the case, how did the wolves bring him from one world to another? Spin-off titles.
Trouble sleeping. Ah! Shh! You cannot sneak up on me like that. There's something I have to do in Midgard.
While it was expected by many, it was still a nice surprise to get to play as Atreus and discover his own journey on the path to Ragnarok and experience a completely different style of gameplay. By the end of the game, however, Atreus has come to a crossroads. He explains to Kratos he knows that there are other giants still out there, and he feels compelled to find them, and that he must do it alone. This opens up numerous opportunities for the franchise going forward. Will we see a standalone title for Atreus alongside the next entry in Kratos' saga, or will this simply be something explained away in some expository dialogue when Atreus inevitably returns?
What were you thinking?
Faye's death.
Death is a natural part of life, my love. I wish only to be prepared for when my time comes.
At the start of God of War 2018, Faye had already passed, and her funeral pyre was being prepared before Kratos and Atreus set out on their journey across the realms. However, even though it was her death that began the whole journey, it was never explained what exactly caused her passing. In Ragnarok, we get glimpses of Faye through Kratos' memories, including them preparing for her imminent death, implying she was fully aware of her time coming to an end. Yet, unlike the other giants of Jotunheim, Faye allows herself to pass naturally. But even with this knowledge, we still don't know exactly what it was that killed her. There's no mention of a disease or any other type of illness, and she wasn't injured. So what exactly caused her death, and why wasn't it preventable?
We will always walk together, Kratos. You will always be a part of me. I will always be a part of you.
And when you are gone, that part of me dies as well.
Disappearing giants.
They could stay in Jotunheim, waiting for Odin to find a way in to slaughter them. Or they could hide.
In God of War 2018, upon reaching Jotunheim, Kratos and Atreus discover the entire realm devoid of giants, and the remains of many lay strewn across the lands. However, during his trip to Ironwood, Atreus discovers many of the giants didn't die, but sacrificed themselves and allowed their souls to be placed within numerous marbles to give the illusion that the giants had been wiped out. At the end of Ragnarok, Atreus is set out to find what he feels are other giants, but that begs a bigger question. Where did they go, and how did they leave the 9 realms undetected? Many would assume Tyr helped them escape somehow, but this is never confirmed. And where would there be left for them to escape to with Odin having eyes in all the known realms?
There are other giants out there. And I've got to find them. I think I know where to look.
Kratos' future.
What did you see in there, brother? Well,
Come the close of God of War 2018, Kratos believed that he had seen the end of his days and had been spending any time he could preparing Atreus for the worst. By the end of Ragnarok, however, it's discovered that Faye had a different, much more hopeful prophecy waiting for Kratos to find. Faye believed there was a future in which Kratos was worshipped as the new Allfather and beloved by all the realms as the Rebuilder. With this being the end of the Norse saga, this would be a wonderful way to bookend Kratos' journey from Greece to Midgard, as well as how he's grown as a character. But thanks to Santa Monica all but confirming more sequels, we know there are other pantheons out there who could come to Kratos seeking aid or forcefully drag him from his new home.
would you join me?
Aye.
We'll see to it.
Thor's death.
I didn't want this. I did not want this.
Throughout the events of God of War Ragnarok, Thor undoubtedly became one of the standout characters, and much more complex than the villainous barbarian his legends led us to believe. Sadly, after his death at the hands of his own father Odin, an ongoing trend in the God of War series, he seemingly vanishes into nothing. What makes this strange is that all the other gods who have been killed throughout the entire series, their bodies have always remained where they died, save for one, Athena. Thor's disintegration mirrors Athena's ascension to the higher plane she mentions in God of War 3 after sacrificing herself to save Zeus. Whether this means that Thor also somehow achieved this level of enlightenment in his final moments remains unknown, but it certainly is bizarre that out of the numerous gods who have perished within the series, only 2 have been shown to die in such a way.
My sacrifice to save Zeus has brought me to a higher existence.
You still appear to be an Olympian.
Appearances can be deceiving, Kratos.
Sindri's forgiveness.
I gave you everything. My skills, my friendship, my home, my secrets, my treasures, and you just kept taking. And now what have I got?
Brock's death hit all of us hard, and none more so than Sindri. Without his brother, Sindri's normal germophobic nature was replaced by anger and grief. Even after getting his vengeance against Odin and saying his final goodbyes to Brock, Sindri is still lost. Faye went through a similar journey of loss and forgiveness throughout Ragnarok, but by the time credits rolled, players weren't given the same closure with Sindri. We hope that over time Sindri can come to forgive Kratos and Atreus for the loss of his brother, but for the time being, this is a wound that is still fresh, and one that might never heal should Kratos' next journey take him far beyond the realm of Midgard.
Sindri. Brock was...
Future realms. After the conclusion of God of War 3, few predicted Kratos would find himself in the Norse realms living a quiet life as far away from Midgard gods as possible. Now that Ragnarok has concluded, speculation is once again at an all-time high, with many suggesting the Egyptian realm could be next. However, director Eric Williams has stated that the team doesn't always want to do what's expected, so that might not be the case at all. There's also the matter of Tyr and the many poses he can be found performing at the end of the game, which Eric Williams has suggested gives hints to where the series is heading next, as well as the numerous symbols on the missing panel in Tyr's temple, possibly narrowing down the options even further. We don't know for sure where Kratos' next journey will take him, but we can't imagine he will go there willingly. The Mask and the Rift.
You feel it, don't you?
Feels like knowledge. Truth.
All truth. All the answers.
By the end of God of War Ragnarok, Odin's obsession with the Mask and the Rift is nothing more than a MacGuffin, and players are left with more questions than answers, as both vanish without their true purposes ever being explained. However, there are those who believe both the Mask and the Rift are the key tying all the numerous worlds and pantheons within the God of War series together, especially given the numerous languages on the Mask and Odin's insistence on the Rift's source of infinite knowledge. Mimir claims the Mask is nothing more than a trinket that Odin built a prophecy around, but there is clearly some significance and power to both the Rift and the Mask. There are many good theories out there, but for the time being we're left wondering what was the purpose of the Rift or the Mask, and why was the Mask initially drawn to Garm and Helheim.
No! 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 Why did you do that? What was it all for?
Who blew the horn?
Somebody just called the serpent.
Who blew the damn horn? This is a question that has frustrated players ever since God of War 2018, and many had hoped that this lingering question would be answered during our journey through Ragnarok, and yet we're still left wondering. 2018's game director Cory Barlog has stated he knows who blew the horn, and Ragnarok's director Eric Williams confirmed we'd have to ask the other guy, but with this being the end of the Norse saga, it's one question that might never truly be answered. It might also be that it was always implied to somehow be Baldur calling Jormungandr, but as it was never confirmed in-game, the developers might have just seen how much the community rallied around this mystery and decided to add to the intrigue and never tell us, further trolling players with a question they never intend to answer.
That's all you're gonna say? Well, don't let us keep you up or anything. Good talk.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.